Welcome back. Another episode, ESL Trailblazer. I'm Nandis. And in today's, I'm covering some more language that came up in a most recent lesson that I've done, where I was talking to my new clients actually about certain language compatibilities or incompatibilities when talking to English speakers. So right after my intro, I'm going to discuss two things today. The first is expressing how we feel to English speakers if you're Polish, and the other thing, the second, will be about adaptation, adaptacja in Polish, which is used for many situations but doesn't have the same meaning. It doesn't translate exactly, even though we have the word adaptation in English. Okay, right after this, stay tuned, coming in red hot. Yes, another one, and I'm ready for you. Let's get started. Remember to subscribe if you want to stay updated with all the videos. Of course, I'm going to say that, but you know what? You don't have to subscribe. You just have to leave a comment or a like. That will be just enough so that I know, like, if I'm going in the right direction with these videos and that you, the viewer, is getting any kind of value from them, or you have something to add or contribute to the topic that I'm going to be covering today and focusing on. All right? If not, there's also a newsletter link below that takes you to my website, where I have a blog post, also interesting stuff for education purposes and learning English, as well as lesson ideas if you're a teacher watching this. Okay, the newsletter comes out about once a month. Not too bad. I won't be bothering your inbox with too many updates and emails there. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. So the first word is adaptation. As I said, it came up in a lesson, and I think it's a good idea to focus on it here in a short video. So Polish people use adaptacja in many situations. It's very versatile and very flexible in Polish like that. And Polish people use that noun form in English, the translation adaptation, but we do not in English. That's what I tried to emphasize to these clients. Okay, so we do not use adaptation like that in English so much. There are a few exceptions. Okay, like when there's an adaptation of a book to a movie, so that's an adapted screenplay. But again, we're going to use adapted screenplay. We're going to use the adjective, or we're going to use a verb, like a person adapts to their new environment. Okay, an animal, a species in biology adapts to its new environment. Okay, if I get a promotion and I'm in a new position, or I change jobs, I need to adapt to the new circumstances, the changes in my environment, whether it's the office, the responsibilities that I have, the way my boss treats me. I need to adapt to those kinds of changes. And that's in the context of using adjust. We usually make small adjustments in our lives, in our daily life, or maybe in our job, but adapt is going to be something a little bit bigger, a little bit more serious, okay, like the examples I've already given to you, okay? Obviously, we can also adapt to changes in our life, like our lifestyle. We can adapt a new lifestyle, okay? So adapt a new diet and change the way we're eating, okay? We can use that in English. We can say adapt a new diet, like accept, or what's the better word for it? Not accept, but embrace a new change that we are incorporating into our life, whether it's a lifestyle change like diet, or it's maybe taking on a new hobby and having to change like our daily routine because of that hobby, or something else that requires to change our daily routines, okay? So all that we're going to use be adapting. The only exception is, and it came up in the lesson because it was a good one, is when the Polish person asked me, what about adaptation in a school when a preschool child joins for the first time? And in that case, yes, we're going to say adaptation stage in school, but even though it's correct, we're not going to use it. In English, it's not natural to use that, oh, my 3 or 4-year-old is in is in the adaptation stage at preschool. We don't say that. We just say, yeah, my daughter, my son is in the first week of preschool and they are adapting to the new routine of the preschool. Yeah, that's what we're going to use. We're going to use the verb. It's more natural, common to say that. I'm done. Please leave comments if you have some other examples that maybe I haven't mentioned here. Next one is how to express feelings, okay? I'm going very, very basic here, all right? What came up was in another lesson that when someone said to an English speaker that they're good, the English speaker responded a little bit surprised that there was something wrong with that person, or that they weren't feeling well, or there was, they weren't well, okay? And that person was surprised. And I think it's because in Polish people, and if you're a Polish person watching this, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, like last week's episode, okay? Here we go. Dobrze. Dobrze, 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 dobrze. Everything is dobrze in Polish, and when you say dobrze in Polish, it's good. It means good. That's the translation, but it has all the meanings that go with that, in like describing being very well, and that something is done well, and that this is good, and I'm enjoying it, and everything is fine. Yeah, it incorporates all of that. Dobrze is very acceptable response to everything. Okay, it means almost okay, like good. That's it, okay? And in English, if you just say good, and especially if you say it like with a monotone, or very nonchalantly, without any emotion in it, it can be interpreted as like, is there something wrong? What's going on here? And that comes back to an episode I've done, Ba-boom, one of my top episodes, in my opinion, where I encourage everybody who watches these videos to use alternatives to good, okay? So, fabulous, spectacular, wonderful, marvelous, okay? Amazing, great. These are all very adequate replacements for good, or at least you can go with very well, thank you, okay? When it comes to feelings and just responding in the most generic way, we gotta either at least smile when we say good, yeah, great, okay? Emphasize it, or add a little bit of more oomph to it, so that the person who hears it knows that it's genuine and that we mean it, okay? Otherwise, we're in for an issue. But just to wrap it up here, because I'm finishing, the key that Polish people need to remember, and I've done a culture clash lesson on this, but boom, check it out right here, okay, if you want more. But Polish people need to remember, how are you is not a real question, okay? It is a greeting. And so you're not really answering the question. You're just responding with a greeting by asking the same question. Fine, thanks, and you? How are you? Fine, thanks, and you? It's literally just like an automatic, robotic 1, 2, done. All right? We're not asking the real question, even though it's asked as a question. It's just, it's like a shema. It's like a cześć in Polish, all right? Remember that. That's my tip for this week's episode. Hope you found it valuable. Again, leave a comment if you have any, and I really appreciate that. Otherwise, share if you care. I'll see you next time. ESL Trailblazer. We're here to stay. Till then, see ya.